When you were coming up with her name, you didn't decide for so long.
I know.
Really?
Well, no, I did. You see, I didn't announce the name, and wasn't really sure. So I think even you came into the hospital the next day.
I think that you...
I think I told you.
You did, you told us. But
Yeah.
I think it was almost beside your family, the first person you said, Trixie.
Yeah,
Like, I remember
exactly.
you saying
You came in and I wasn't 100% sure yet.
No, but how vulnerable do you feel saying the name for the first time going,
I know. And the funny thing was the process of naming her, and I'd had lots of names I liked, and I settled on her name about 2 weeks before she was born. I thought, yep, I'm going to go with that.
Right.
And I loved it. Look, because I'm Fiona Box, Fifi Box. I grew up as Fiona, Fifi, Boxy. You know, I've always had different monikers. So, and I've liked that. So I've liked at different stages of my life or to different people, I've had different names.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and look, she may not like that, but I've given her, you know, some options. So, because I love the name Beatrix, and I loved Beatrix Box because I like the B and the B and the X and the X. So, you know, I just like the way it looked, Beatrix Box. And then Belle is actually my granny's name. Beautiful. So I wanted her name in there. And well, she's actually Isabella, but she's always been known as Belle. So I thought Beatrix Belle Box, that's perfect. But I'd also had Trixie on a list. So I'd had a list of names for years. You know, when over the years, you just always go, if I had a baby, these are the names I'd like to call it. So I've always loved Trixie. And I suddenly went, Beatrix, Trixie, I can do them both.
Yes.
And then it was Trixie Belle. I just went, oh, this is just all too cute. So she can decide when she's in an age where she wants to settle on something.
Trixie is such a cute name though when it suits her, you know? Like she just looks like a little Trixie.
Oh, she is. She's just so cute. And that's what happened. So I decided to name her. And then on the afternoon that I was going, so I'd had her, and 3 hours later when Hamish and Andy rang and I was announcing on the show, on the radio, that I'd had a baby, I just had this brain freeze where I suddenly went, I looked at her and I thought, is she a Trixie? I'm not sure. And I looked at Mum and I said, Mum, is she Trixie? And Mum went, I don't think so.
Oh no.
So I went, just don't know. I'm going to say I don't know what her name is.
Right.
So I then went on the radio and said,
she's got no name.
She's got no name yet. And I spent the next 2 or 3 days just mulling it over.
Did you have another name that you were going with, or was it Trixie or nothing else really?
It was Trixie or nothing else really. There were a couple around, but I didn't know. And then I'd actually walked around the nursery, and there were 2 other babies with some of the names I was looking at. So I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't pick that, glad I didn't pick that.
Yeah.
And it was midnight of her second day of being alive that I was in the nursery. She was screaming her head off. And one of the midwives just said to me, oh, what's your baby called? And I just went, Trixie. And it just came out without me even pausing. And I just went, that's it, that's her name.
I wasn't named for a week.
You really?
Mm-mm. My parents, and then they come up with Katie.
Katie's,
how
we
creative.
all love Katie, but you are a Katie.
It's so boring. I'm like, you don't spend a week choosing a kid's name and come up with that.
Well, what could you have been? What were the other options?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know. There probably wasn't any either. I don't know how you can go a whole pregnancy and then go, I don't have a name.
I know, but you sort of can, because I was putting it off for a long time because I thought, the onus on me to come up with a name for a human, and they have to have that name for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
I did put it off for a long time. But, you know, my mum said to me if I was a boy, I was going to be Donovan. Yes. So, very glad I'm a girl. No offence to any Donovans who are watching, but...
I don't think there are any Donovans watching. I think we can safely say that.